Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. How you doing? Welcome. Dark Side Phil here on the stream. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I am doing pretty good. A fresh new week of gameplay, of coverage of all the new stuff, as well as ongoing stuff. I'm excited. I hope you are as well. Let's talk a little bit about that, shall we? First off, everyone, before we even get started today, just want to let everyone know the weekend preview went live on the King of Hate vlogs last night. It fully explains this week, because there's some things later in the week that are a little bit uncertain. I go into more detail about it in that video. I'll very briefly cover it for you here. And then we will begin here with today's gameplay. So first off, what is today's gameplay? Well, today's the continuation of Bioshock Remastered. I started this game last week on stream, and then people overwhelmingly said they wanted to just see me continue playing Dead Rising a lot. Which is fine, I understand that. Dead Rising is a game that I had never played before, so to see me go through it for the very first time, probably a little bit more entertaining than seeing me replay a game that I've already played for YouTube, right? I get that. I certainly get that, especially because Dead Rising is so rage-inducing, you know what I mean? So, here we are. It's returning today to stream. Today will be around 3 to 3.5 hours of Bioshock Remastered. The good news is, I just completed one of the big kind of more grinding parts of the game where you have to go on kind of like a collection quest, what they call a fetch quest, to get some items, and we're heading into a new area today. And if I'm remembering correctly, I'm trying to remember, I believe that we're moving into a part of the game that is my favorite part, okay? Now, I've played the game for around 6 to 7 hours so far, which probably means I'm about halfway through. If I remember correctly, the game's anywhere from 12 to 15 hours long, depending on how much time you actually put into it, searching for all the optional stuff, fighting all the big daddies, rescuing the little sisters, etc. You know what I mean? So, I'm excited. I like this game a lot. So, another 3 to 3.5 hours of Bioshock here on the stream today. Tonight, I will be completing my impressions video on the For Honor Alpha, which I played on Friday. First of all, if you haven't seen the footage of the For Honor Alpha yet, I strongly recommend that you check some of it out. There's some really epic stuff on there. There's some close-ass duels, people getting knocked off ledges and instantly dying. I had a tie duel, which was amazing. I did a flying execution. Just some really good stuff. It really is a fun game so far, at least from what I've seen in the alpha. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it actually completely kind of twisted my opinion about being interested about that game. But anyway, tonight, what I'm going to do is make an edited video highlighting some of that stuff, okay? And it's going to go live on KO Gaming. It'll be something new for KO Gaming, because I haven't had a new video up there in over a week. Simply because I've been busy with this stuff this past week, but there really weren't any major high-profile new releases to cover in, say, an impressions or review-style video. That is going to change, shortly, when you take a look at a lot of things, actually. When you take a look at the new releases that'll be coming out in October, when you take a look at for example, I'm thinking I may do another video on Batman Episode 2 next week, because I did one for Batman Episode 1, so maybe as a follow-up. I don't know. I'm trying to think of different stuff I could do for KO Gaming until the high-profile releases come out, because the bottom line is, sadly, without having big high-profile new releases, it's hard to really have time to put stuff up over on KO Gaming, because I'm usually going through other stuff. Like, for example, does anyone really want to see me do a video on the Bioshock collection? Probably not, because the games are what they are. They've been out for a million years. To do a video on Bioshock collection would be a waste of time, because everyone knows what the games are. The only thing I can really say in the video is the graphics are this, because I've noticed some graphical bugs with the game or whatever. There's literally nothing to be said about a video about Bioshock the collection. It's hilarious because I've seen a million of them on the internet. I'm like, what the fuck are these people talking about? It's games you've already played. All you can say is if the port is good or not, which takes 5 seconds. Do you really need to do a video about this? But anyway, yeah, KO Gaming should pick up, next month, I'm thinking, with all the new games and you know, doing reviews of them and everything like that, okay? Alright, so, ladies and gents. That's the deal. Tonight, For Honor video on KO Gaming. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I will be doing Batman, the new Batman episode. That will be my live stream for tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to wrap up Dead Rising. Okay? Dead Rising has been a great playthrough over the past week, but I am already in the end game of it. People are saying probably another hour to 2 hours of gameplay tops to finish it. So that'll be my secondary session for tomorrow. Wednesday, I'll return to Bioshock again, and I'll be doing Minecraft Story Mode's final episode. And then hopefully Thursday, I can play the Street Fighter V expansion with Urian. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, because sadly, unfortunately, I hate to say it, you know, Capcom's not consistent with their DLC releases. They never really tell you when something's coming out. Oh, it's coming out Thursday. When? And then all of a sudden, during the day, oh, it's coming out in an hour. Oh, gee, thanks. Well, I'd love to say that I'm playing with Urian and exploring the DLC content on my stream on Thursday, but I can't say that because Capcom sucks. So, whenever it does come out, I'll be covering that this week. A lot of people have been asking me, when is the classic playthrough going to happen? Alright? When is the classic playthrough going to happen? What they're talking about is that in the month of August, we hit our funding goal on Patreon, and patrons have been voting on a classic game for a retro playthrough this month, and the winner looks like it is going to be Banjo-Kazooie. The only thing that could happen is if, like, a bunch of people out of nowhere realize they didn't vote and they vote in the next day or so. But I'm going to close the poll probably tomorrow. Right now, Banjo-Kazooie is in the lead. Alright? So it definitely looks to me like Banjo-Kazooie will be winning. And you say, okay, well, when is Phil going to start Banjo-Kazooie? We want something fresh and different, okay? Well, right now, I got to finish Dead Rising. I got to continue with Bioshock. I got to do these episodic releases, you know. Think of it this way. When I finally finish up with these games, which probably will be around the end of this week, that's when Banjo is going to start. And then once Banjo begins, I'm going to determine what do I want to continue to play. Do I want to go back to Recore? Do I want to start something new? Because next week there's a couple new games in XCOM 2, as well as there's a new Sonic game and there's a new Forza game. But I'm really kind of being on the fence wishy-washy about playing any of those games, because I don't know if anyone's going to care. And quite honestly, I'm not really blown away by any of them where I'm dying to play them. You know what I mean? So I'm really not sure what I'm going to be doing at the end of this month. I'm kind of on the fence about it. And, you know, I'll definitely be looking for your feedback. A lot of people have been saying, well, Phil, did you know there's a Deus Ex DLC coming out? Are you going to play it? Well, if it's a paid-for DLC, no. Well, I'm not going to start... I just played the game. Why am I going to pay money to do a DLC already? You know what I mean? Like, it would be one thing if there was, like, a big story-based DLC that's, like, 5 hours long in a month or two. Or even, you know, a little bit further when there's time. Right now, I have no desire. I just finished Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I don't want to play more. You know what I mean? I just did this long extended playthrough of the game. I don't want to go back to it already. That seems like it's far too soon, in my opinion. Maybe, just maybe, I'll do a few things out of the ordinary. Like, maybe I'll do a session of Overwatch, which I haven't done in a while now, or something like that. You know, that's the cool thing about this, is that every once in a while, if there's a little bit of downtime with no major new releases that I'm interested in, I have some other things that I can kind of go back to. I actually got contacted by the Arid Lord, and he told me that he had been playing Call of Duty, the Zombies map that we played a couple weeks ago. He's been playing it with Coruchado, and they figured out the Easter egg. That it took a long-ass time, but they figured it out, and they would like to maybe do a final run in that game with me, because when I played it with Coruchado, number one, the Arid Lord wasn't available that day because of technical difficulties, and number two, no one knew how to do the Easter egg at that point. So we got to a certain point and then basically couldn't complete it because we didn't know what we were doing. So maybe I'll go back, maybe I'll do a stream of that coming up. You know, that could be something different and fun to actually do a send-off to the zombie stuff, which really didn't have a proper send-off last time because we couldn't figure it out and Chris had all these issues going on, you know. So there's a lot of potential stuff that I could be doing in the next week or so to finish up September. Once October hits, then we'll be pretty busy with a lot of different stuff. A lot of different stuff coming up. Excuse me. So we shall see. We'll see what happens, I guess. Alright. I don't have much else to talk about on the pre-stream. And I really don't want to go at length here. I want to get started with Bioshock. So the one plug that I'll give today is Patreon. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. If you watch my streams, you watch my on-demand videos, you like everything that I do for YouTube daily for free for you, and you want to see me continue to be able to do it, please consider pledging to my Patreon. That's the way you can go above and beyond, and it allows me to do some fun stuff, you know, like these marathons, this upcoming Banjo-Kazooie playthrough. And this month, the goal is a Halloween marathon. This stuff that normally I wouldn't do, but I take time out of my schedule as a reward for hitting these funding goals. So, I hope that you'll consider pledging. I'll just very quickly put up the screen. If you pledge $5 or more by the end of September, you'll be nominating and voting on horror games that I'll be playing in a Halloween horror marathon. That'll be a lot of fun, okay? But we're less than $100 away from the goal. Right? So it's not that big of a deal. You know, we could definitely get there within, you know, a few people pledging. You know, so please consider pledging. We've got about 10 days left of this month. Actually, I think it's about 11 days left in this month. For you to contribute. And to hit the goal. Alright? Keep in mind, it's not just about that goal. If you pledge, you get personal perks and stuff as well. But I go on about this all the time. I'm not going to today. You can just go ahead and check it out right there at the link. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. And of course, there is my girlfriend's business, The Black Currant, where she sells handmade glycerin soaps, wax tart melts, all kinds of fun stuff. Especially for the fall. This is the time of year where this stuff becomes more popular. So you might want to check it out. Give it a look. Tons of positive feedback. Tons. Alright, that's it. Told you I was going to do it quick. Short and sweet, right? Alright, thank you everyone. Let's get started. Let's boot up Bioshock and get this show on the road, okay? Alright, thank you, and let's do this.